Hello, welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 335. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. And this is a tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
Love it. What's up?
It's another Sunday at 8 o'clock at night.
Yep. Hopefully we make this quick.
Yeah, I think we will.
I already want to go to bed. I'm tired.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Are you really?
Oh, I could have fallen asleep at 6 o'clock.
Damn, dude. We're still going.
Mm-hmm.
I want a nap.
Yeah.
I got a few things to do tonight still.
Cool.
Should I just not do it and go to bed?
That's up to you.
Put my alarm at 5.
Like I said, that is up to you.
You gonna get up at 5 with me?
Am I going to get up at 5 with you?
Just get everything done so we go to bed early, you know?
I'll think about it.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Maybe we'll just have some maybe I'll get into a rant and it'll wake me up. And then
that's a big possibility.
Okay.
It's always a possibility here.
Yeah. Okay. What's up?
Should we just get into it?
All right, sure.
Make this short? Tutor?
Yep. What do you want to talk about today?
Tutor about?
Tutor about today.
You define it in a different way.
God.
Running before you can walk.
You're so dumb. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Running before, yeah. You want to be careful not to run before you learn how to walk or crawl.
Correct.
And, what we mean by that is like, you want to make sure that you set the proper foundation and like the proper principles before you go like full tilt into something. Essentially what it is it's kind of like in business, you kind of like test your market. Mm-hmm. Test the market you're going to be doing. Test your operations and things like that. Test out different target markets, and things like that. So then once you do all your testing and you're reviewing, see what works out the best, then you can start walking with that, right? Mm-hmm. Start walking with it, keep reviewing. How's your operations? Is that target market still there? Do you have a good product service fit? All that checks out. Awesome. Now we can run. We can ramp up. Add more people to the team if necessary. Add more money to marketing towards that target group. Get salesmen, whatever it is, and ramp up that process. Now you're running. Okay, great. Then you're reviewing. Boom. How are things looking? Do we need to adjust? How's our operations now that we've grown? Do we need more supports? What do we need? And then you're essentially running a business at a good, at a running pace, mm-hmm. instead of trying to run in a target market that you haven't crawled in yet.
Yeah, I'd say you could think of it as like trying to run with your shoelaces tied together versus because you only learned how to instead of just them being tied on their own.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah, running with your shoes tied together instead of your shoes being tied individually and running. It's a little different.
It is a lot different, yeah. You'll trip, fall flat on your face. It'll hurt.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Some people will be able to shuffle real well.
You can shuffle real well, yeah.
Some people will be able to shuffle well.
But you won't get to the finish line as fast as if you just first learned how to tie them individually.
Typically. Mm-hmm. Some people do. There are the outliers. Some people can shuffle fast.
Some people.
Most people don't.
No. And I like to, probably the best thing to think about this is like restaurants. So when a new restaurant comes to town, they always do like a soft opening.
Yeah.
Or I've even seen some do like secret openings almost. So they like invite like friends or family or whatever to come and dine first. So then they can kind of get a feel of how things will work. The staff can kind of practice the new menu, systems, all that stuff. And then usually they do a soft opening where people can come. I feel like soft openings are not what they used to be. Now they're, I think, too publicized, so they get too big now. But it is just another chance for them to get a good practice run in before the opening of the restaurant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And most restaurants too, sorry. Even after like they open, weeks, months, they change things constantly. Changing menus because this item's not working as well. Change staff around because this person's not great at this, but I bet you they'll be better over here. Like those first few months, like they should be changing stuff frequently, depending on how things are running and going.
Yep. You know, and some other stuff to look at is like, okay, like what's your biggest profit margin? What's your biggest like money maker, profit margin, thing like that? What's that? And then also look at like what you get the most of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the easiest work to acquire, or what's the easiest like product to sell? What's your profit margin on that? Okay, then what's your profit margin on your best product or service you sell?
Right.
And how often can you sell that? I mean, the biggest thing they talk about is the 80-20 rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what brings you 20% of your income for 80% of the work/headache?
Mm-hmm.
What brings you 80% of your income for 20% of your work/headache, right? And so, I mean, we know in our business, we've looked at it and stuff. And so it's kind of worth looking at it's worth reviewing those things and going, okay, what's actually worth doing?
Mm-hmm.
How do we actually want to like structure the business? How do we want to do things? Is it worth, that other 20% of income for 80% of the headache? Or would we rather nix that maybe, and whatever, and do 80% of the income for 20% of the, right? Yeah, for 20% of the work and headache.
Yeah. So. And not all businesses are going to be like that perfect percentage either.
No, God, no.
But yeah, just breaking it down and like thinking about, okay, I mean, let's say part of your menu has pizzas on it, but you hand do every single ingredient and you have 10 ingredient pizzas and you're like, okay, we only actually make $2 on this pizza that takes us 10 more minutes to make than everything else.
Right.
Then that's probably going to be something you should be like, maybe we'll dwindle down to only having 3 ingredient pizzas that take us less time to eventually maybe get rid of those pizzas.
Right.
We were talking about restaurants, so that's why I just threw in food.
You were talking about restaurants, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool.
But yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it's good, especially early on. You can do it, obviously, like, do it, like, throughout you having a business because things change. Markets change, especially in real estate. Like, roofs used to be a pretty easy, profitable thing I think you could do.
Yeah.
But materials keep going up. I think material prices have increased 4 or 5 times already this year. I think so. Or 3?
3 times this year it's increased, but it increased once or twice. It did at least twice last year too. So I mean, we've had 5 increases on roofing materials in the last year's time span. Yeah. In the last year's time span.
So obviously, yes, you can increase prices to reflect the increase of the material costs, but it's still like one of those things that you have to break it down and be like, okay, is this as profitable? Is this taking me more time and headache versus if I did something else? And maybe it comes a time where everyone wants to get steel roofs instead of shingled roofs, but you only know how to do shingled roofs.
Yeah.
So that's something where, like,
you have to pivot your offering.
Yeah. So definitely reflect on these types of things throughout your business, not just at the beginning.
Right.
It is very important to do it at the beginning, only to help you have a strong, steady business for the entire time you have the business.
Right.
That is why it is just so important to do these things right away.
Yeah.
So looking at what makes you the most amount of money with the least amount of time and headache. Cutting any fluff. We've had some recent podcasts where we've talked about money wasting.
Yeah.
You're struggling.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Sure.
I just looked at Shaun and he looks like he's going to die.
It just fucking hit me when I sat down. I haven't sat down yet. And I sat down and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, so cutting fluff. If you have, let's just say you have an office admin who does
Brooke,
nothing but...
What's up?
Yeah, not Brooke. I do have an office admin in mind, but it's not Brooke.
Nice.
It's one that works with someone I know. But they're on their phone for probably 75% of the time.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh.
They also lie on their time cards and other stuff, but that's besides the point. So
Brooke, I will let you be on your phone 75% of the time if you're strumming up deals. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. She's not on the phone like calling people. She's on the phone.
Like on the phone.
Scrolling TikTok, Facebook, everything.
Damn it, dude. Yeah. That's not the type of phone usage you want.
No. So that is obviously a big waste of money.
Yeah, for sure.
It also doesn't help that she also works for the government. So that should make everyone mad.
Jesus almighty.
She doesn't know that she works for the government, though.
I don't even know how you don't know that.
It's
We'll just keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep her moving.
Yep. So anyway, so like looking at those things. So looking at people, like, okay, is this person as fast as everyone else on my team? No. Okay. But if they're getting paid $10 less than everyone else, then you can be like, okay, they're kind of worth it. But then you can look at the numbers and break it down like, okay, but I'd be able to get more work done if I can get someone like the rest of my team and just pay them more.
Right.
And I would make more money just by doing that.
Right.
So anyways, so breaking things down like that, cutting fluff costs, making sure your procedures and systems are down.
Dude, hold on. On that fluff thing real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago, we had a guy when I worked for a machine shop, and we had a guy who did heads.
Mm-hmm.
And he made, 18 an hour or something, and 20 an hour maybe, whatever, to do heads. And it took 40 hours a week.
Heads on motors.
Yeah. Heads on motors. Yeah. And it took him 40 hours a week to do these heads, and we could never get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
We always had a backlog of heads. And I'm like, man, this must be like a long process, right? Well, dude he was on like a week's vacation. We were so far behind that we recruited a dude from another department to come over and help out for like 5-10 hours. And he comes over and I asked him, I said, hey man, what'd you learn over there? How's the process and stuff? And he's like, Shaun, that's a joke. I could do 15 hours a week, 10 to 15 hours a week, and I could get the same amount done. He gets done in 40 hours, and I'll catch up on heads. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. So I'm like, all right, let's see. So he started doing some, and he was getting them done. I'm like, okay, this is impressive. Well, the other guy comes up, and he got a different job opportunity, and he was leaving. Said, okay, sounds good. Thank you. Boom. Well, I met with the owner, and I was like, hey, dude, I've got an idea. It's pretty fucking wild ask here, but can we increase this one guy's hourly by $10 an hour? And he's going to do heads for 10 hours a week, and he's going to get as much done as the other guy at 40. And the guy's like, we'll do a 2-month trial. If it's serious, he can stay at that wage. So done. Guy got the increase, and he was allowed to, and we started doing that. Sure enough, he got the same amount done. We didn't catch up. We still always had a backlog, but he got like the same amount of heads done, in 10 hours as the dude did in 40 hours. And so he was getting an extra $10 an hour. But you got to think, that's $8 less an hour than the other guy was making.
Mm-hmm.
That's, taxes and stuff not having to be paid, extra workers' comp, extra unemployment insurance, I think I already said taxes, benefits.
Yeah.
All that. And he's doing it in 10 hours instead of 40 hours.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you can look at what you have going on and you have someone who's slacking and you have an overachiever and you can benefit that overachiever and that overachiever then benefits you and the company, no brainer. I mean, you kind of run into issues where that one person has a lot on you because if something happens to them, if they got in a car accident or they got sick or something, production on a couple ends are going to really go to the wayside. So that's something that's dangerous with doing that. But on the other side, dude, you're saving that company $40,000 a year, maybe more.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By making that move. So anyways, if you can look at, where some fluff is and move some teammates around or make some critical hires to really make life better. Dude, I used to have to babysit these guys so much. I used to sub guys out. And I used to have to babysit them so fucking much. And then I started subbing guys out at 1.75 times the rate of what I was paying the other guys. Guess what? They just get shit done.
No more babysitting.
Well, there's still babysitting. There's just a lot less babysitting, Yeah.
It's like babysitting a teenager instead of a toddler.
That's it, dude. It's just like, yeah, a lot easier. So I should say not a lot less hands-on. You should say a lot less hands-on in that. Maybe not easier to manage them, but it's definitely a lot more hands-off.
Yeah. Didn't you have like a gear guy who would only come in like 3 days a week, and then if he didn't have any gears, he would just be like, "Okay, peace out."
Crankshafts.
Yep.
Hmm.
Sorry, I was just reminiscing about the good old days.
That was interesting. That was fun.
They were really the good old days, but there were days.
It's all part of the journey.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So cut and fluff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever really talked about people fluff. We've mainly always talked about like material fluff, so that was good.
You can cut a lot of people fluff.
Oh yeah, you can, especially nowadays.
Yep.
But yeah, and don't forget to also pay attention to the market too, because if everyone's going to electric cars, if everyone had to move to electric cars, how useful are those motors and those people that know how to work on motors?
Honestly, what it would become is it would become a specialty thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
But a lot of people would probably have to lose their jobs.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. And they'd have to learn a new trade, anything like that. So paying attention to the market, making sure that what your business is and does is relevant to what is happening.
Right.
And then, processes and procedures and systems. Those are just something that's always forgotten, but they're probably one of the hardest things to do, I would say.
SOP.
An SOP, a standard operating procedures. Every business should have a binder, a book, a something typed out. You can have pictures if you want, laying out how to do everything. Obviously, some things are going to be hard to do that with. It's going to be difficult for us to make one of like how to frame a new wall. So that's something like in our construction world that we kind of have to play with.
You don't have to do it necessarily for the work, but you can do it for how you get people to do the work.
Yeah.
How you acquire the jobs, the properties, whatever, how you set up subs, who needs to be called at what place, how long stuff typically takes, and things like that, so you can have an idea of how to get a project, how to manage it and oversee the guys from start to finish, make sure it's smooth. You can have it on like how to somewhat like manage customers, check-ins, reminders, things like that. So there's a lot of things that you can set up processes and procedures for. You know, we're not going to do it for how to do a fucking door, because we'll just hire a person that
knows how to do a door.
Or we'll just, you know, if we decide to go to that point in the company, train him in. But I don't know if we'll do that. Probably not.
No, but yeah. So things like that, like pretty much how the job goes from beginning to end, and how all the communication, especially the communication, works, how all the materials get there, how just every part of the job. So like a restaurant would definitely have one from how you greet a customer and how you seat a customer to they probably even have like, okay, when you first get your table, you're going to greet them, say your name, tell them the specials, ask them what they want to drink, and then you go get their drinks. You come back, ask them if they need more time, and then or if they're ready to order, take their order.
Yeah.
And then you go put it in, like, right, they're going to have like everything laid out, and most businesses should have something that's kind of like specific to them, I would say. Like Texas Roadhouse is very cowboy Texas themed. Do they say something special?
I don't know.
No. A Yankee Candle, when we had to answer the phone, there was something special we had to say. And I brought it up to someone the other day, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. It was something about loving your life, or no, I can't remember. But there was something very specific we had to say on the phone. And I was taught that from our SOP.
Yeah.
A part of that too is finding like programs, or really anything to help make those jobs and everything easier. So right now, like our business uses Monday, but it's something
we don't use it.
Yeah.
We have Monday and we don't use it.
Yeah.
I think is what Sam was trying to say there.
Yeah. So we paid for it for a year, and I think that expires in November.
I'm going to be very interested if that gets renewed.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was the cheapest option that we found.
Right.
So we made sure that it was, like, going to be something, if we didn't end up using it, it wasn't going to, like, kill us. Because there was some programs.
There was some that froze $100,000. $100,000 fucking dollars, dude. I'm like, what if I don't like this?
Right. And there's some that, I mean, we're $10,000, and we're just like, that's still a big chunk of money that we have to fork away right away.
Right.
So doing stuff like that, getting the right programs and systems down early on is just going to help you so much more. I mean, like I said, we have Monday. We don't really use it. If somehow in the next 2 months we start using it, it becomes beautiful, flawless, great, then we'll renew it and keep using it. But if we end up not using it, it wasn't like a waste of money.
Right.
So definitely doing your work in that way. Try free programs first, to be honest. There is a lot of free programs out there. For all of our budget tracking for our rentals, we just use Excel. At the time, we paid for it for whatever a long time ago, so we all just had Excel accessible. And we had to pay whatever the starting thing is, like $40. But basically, it was so cheap. Why would we not use Excel?
Right.
Google Sheets is actually free. Google Sheets sucks, but.
Right.
So yeah, finding things like that and making sure you test them, making sure they're not going to break the bank.
Yeah.
And then, like, reevaluating those programs at least once a year, every other year, whatever you feel, especially if your business grows and grows and grows. like our rentals. Right now we just use Rent Ready because we don't have very many. We don't need something big, fancy, and expensive. I think Rent Ready is super cheap and whatever. But I know like our friends have 400 units. They don't use Rent Ready anymore. They switched.
Yeah.
But I don't blame them because I feel like Rent Ready would not be very good if you had more than 50 units. Maybe 75 to 100.
Sure.
So yeah, so making sure as you grow, you're reevaluating your programs, your systems, changing your SOPs as things change, changing whatever paid programs you use, just reevaluating throughout your business.
I like it.
And all those things, like I like to talk about a foundation before you build a house or a skyscraper, because if one of those blocks is missing, your house is going to collapse at some point.
Right.
Doesn't mean it'll collapse in a year, 2 years. It could be 5, 10 years down the road when your house finally collapses.
Right.
But that one block can change so much for a business.
Yeah.
And like in our case, and like cases we've known and watched and seen, having those strong foundations and systems and processes early on can just make you grow so much faster if you want.
Right.
If you want. Obviously, you don't have to.
Right.
But these are just like the important things to do, especially from the beginning. Once again, you can do them later on. Let's say you're 4 years in your business and you realize, shit, I don't have an SOP. You can definitely start working on it. It's just not going to be as easy as if it was from the beginning.
Yeah. And a lot of stuff's tough because a lot of what business is trial and error. A lot of what it is like you're going to deploy some money to see if you get a good return on it or not. Sometimes you'll get a negative return. A lot of the times it'll be, maybe a break even or a loss of time. And then you'll hit the ones where it's like, oh, this was a good return on money. Mm-hmm. And you'll just kind of repeat that process until you find the main, oh, this was a good return. This was a good return. And then you can try to cut out as much of the break evens or losses. I do know a business in particular that one of their offerings doesn't really make them a lot of money and it doesn't make them too happy to do it. However, it's their main lead generation source. So the actual money makers and the actual thing they like to do is fueled by the thing that doesn't make them as much and they don't like doing as much.
Right.
But it's like, well, you have to take one, in their case, that's the best way to market. At least they're still profiting on their marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just losing money on or instead of just spending money on marketing, they're actually making money to market, which then makes them more money. Mm-hmm. So, if there's a way for you to make money on your marketing, bro, that's insane.
Yeah. We just, for our Strum house, we spent a couple $100 on postcards and then time for Brooke to
get addresses, yeah.
Yeah, put addresses and stamps on all of them. And we've gotten probably 5 or 6 people follow the Facebook page now. And 2 people have reached out to us from those mailers.
That are interested in purchasing the home. Yeah.
So if it's actually worth it, we'll find out once we put it on the market and if it sells and if it's one of those 2 people.
Right.
But also, if any of those other people that got the postcards then reach out to us for a job that they want to sell their house, then we can know okay, that marketing
tool
worked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely looking at that too. I forget about the marketing part of business because we haven't had to market a whole lot yet.
Yeah, we'll need to start. All right, that's all I got. We'll just keep going in circles. Main thing is start slow. Don't just fuck. All right, I wasn't gonna go in. I wasn't gonna get into it.
You can get into it.
I wasn't gonna go. All right. So start slow and crawl before you walk. I know dumb motherfuckers who just crank the overhead and try to go just balls to the walls right away because that's what they see on TV. That's what they think they need. They think they need a big office space. They think they need all the brand new vehicles. They think they need all the fucking logos. They think they need all the staff. They think they need all this shit. They need, money up front to get paid because they won't have a job and all this. And then they got $1 million loan or a couple few $1 million loan. And then they got to make all these fucking bills, payroll. Every month, they're negative 30, 40, 50 grand before they even make any fucking sales. So, like, every month you're starting out in the red big time that you have to crawl your fucking ass out of because you decided to put your, operating expenses at $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, and you're doing everything just to get out of that shit. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, start. You don't need the big office. You don't need a new vehicle. You don't need all the staff. Just start out doing everything yourself or hire 1 or 2 people. Start out slow. Now, if you've done this before and you know how to do it and you have the money and capabilities to do that, go for it. You can go right into running because you've already ran before. Mm-hmm. But if you never ran, and you never even walked, you better start crawling. Mm-hmm. Just learn it slowly. Get it down and shit. And so I just see people that do that shit, dude. They think that they need to be fucking, what they see on YouTube or Instagram, and they think that's how they got to run their life, and they just fucking go in the red, dude. They just, make dick. Mm-hmm. Nothing. That's the last thing I got to say about it is just like, be fucking cautious of what you're doing, and you can get by and you can make money with a lot less than you think. Mm-hmm. I know a dude that worked out of his house, no staff, did that for 10 years or whatever, made a lot more money than most people with full operations with 50 plus employees. Mm-hmm. A guy with a computer and a phone.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what I got for you. Hope you learned something.
Yeah. Build that foundation. Learn how to crawl first. Whatever you want to think about before you get after it.
Love it. All right, gang. Catch you on the next one.
See ya.